Life of Love
Life of Love.
with Joy Wilson.
Hello, dear friends and Life of Love community. We are here today honoring this time and space. And I thank you for being here. I thank you for sharing these episodes and adding to this grid of light that we're sprinkling in our magic and our illumination every time we connect. And then I hope you can also do this on your own to say, yeah, I'm gonna shed light on the grid of light around this earth to raise the vibration and help Mother Gaia do her thing. And so today is just a lovely opportunity to connect with all of that and all of you. So I'm going to set a quick intention and we're going to get started. So I welcome you. If you're in a safe place to close your eyes, you can do that, or whatever you can do to just sink into your heart a little bit, into the center of your being, this lovely space where divinity meets the earth and everything can circle and be within you. So this is a magical place of your power. Some call it the solar plexus. I'm not sure what I want to call it because I keep learning more about Chinese philosophy and energy and infinity patterns. But if you can just picture an infinity pattern in the center of your core, of your divinity, of where all these energies come together for you. And just breathe into that infinity, that figure eight. Just breathe into that constant motion and movement. We're ebbing and flowing. Thank you, Divine Creator, Light, Love, our inspiration, our spark. Thank you for bringing us together. Thank you, God. I invite the Holy Spirit to be with us today to create an intensity of signal that serves everyone, and for this message to be of the highest good. We create this container of love and compassion to bring forth these messages. And I ask my guides and my higher self to be a part of this. And I invite Keri's team to also be a part of this creation. And I just feel the light weaving together. So I honor all this energy, seen and unseen, and I invite anyone to tap into that if they see that it serves them in their highest good. And I'm just so full of light and love, and I thank everything that happened for us to be together and take this time. And I honor each person's ears, and I honor their hearts as they soften to messages of support and divinity. And so it is. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
And so it is. What a gorgeous way to begin our gathering.
Thanks, Keri. So guys, we have Keri Nola here. She's coming to us from Southern California, and she has a rich history of showing up to help. And it's been from helping people with traumatic experiences through her clinical psychology practice. And now she's a priestess, and she helps people with working magic into their lives and finding their inner calling. And we're going to talk about this and how beautiful it is to connect to this magic inside of us. But also, Keri, I want to thank you for being here and saying yes to Life of Love. And I just can't wait for my audience to hear what you have to share.
You're so welcome. Thank you for the invitation to be here. And I look forward to the magic that unfolds. I'm so curious where Spirit will take our conversation to be of highest service.
So yeah, that opening and that vulnerability to say what can be. So that's sort of my canvas of this container of where we're going. And I want to clarify, because I don't know if everybody knows what a priestess is. And so how did you become a priestess? Just give us some background onto that, because I think that'll help people to connect with your soul calling in the individual way that you're presenting and fulfilling your destiny.
Absolutely. For me, being a priestess isn't something that like we do. It's an initiation pathway that life moves us through, and we answer the call of the priestess archetype is one who weaves esoteric magic into form. So it's really listening to that which is beyond the veil, that which is beyond our physical vision and sight, and being able to let that manifest in physical reality, and holding that space to remind others of that creative life force that really lives in each of us, to use this way of being to our own capacity and what that looks like. So I think of myself as one who holds space for the remembrance of the creative life force that lives inside of us and how that's meant to be used so we can feel most fulfilled and of service here in this incarnation.
That's so beautiful.
A
And
mouthful.
how did you it's and there's a lot of imagery there, and so to bring it in, how did you first you've been helping people, but how did you first say that this was my calling, and how did it present? Did you have a mentor, or did you just declare, I mean, not just, but did you declare yourself as a priestess? Like, how did you
Mm,
embody that?
yeah.
And it's that whole idea, like, can anyone become a priestess? Is it declaring that you are a creative force and that you are open to manifesting your dreams in reality? And how does that look? Just curious.
Oh, for me, it was like a process of becoming. And for me, terms and roles and identities are really, it was vulnerable to say that because I
Mhm.
went from a very traditional, conventional background as a licensed psychotherapist in this clinical setting. And I wasn't taught to use intuition. I wasn't taught to work with energy. I wasn't taught to honor that which is beyond our physical sight that collects, like evidence that's tangible necessarily. And it took some time. I felt like my guides were knocking for quite a while. And what really got me to pay attention was in 2016, I started having physical symptoms that were very uncomfortable, and I didn't know what what the problem was, and no one could diagnose anything. I was extremely fatigued and heart palpitations and back pain, and I couldn't get up off my yoga mat for months at a time. I was working by phone because I couldn't even go into my practice. And what one of my spiritual teachers said was, you think you're dying a physical death, but really it's the death of who you've been. And there's a becoming, and you need to listen for what that is. And shortly after, what revealed itself was one of my bodies of work called Messages from Shadow, Oracle Deck and Healing System. And as I started working with those energies, that's where the priestess started talking to me and really revealing herself. Like, you're more than a therapist. You're more than you've been. You're more than you think is possible. And yeah, that was really just a willingness to surrender to that and to let my ego be cast aside, to let the attachment to the way I had been kind of fall away. And in terms of, can anybody be a priestess? Sure, technically.
Mhm.
But I don't think that we're all here to embody the same archetypal energy. We're here to have our own unique soul journey and expression. And so, on the one hand, there's really nothing special about that. Yes, anyone could embody it, but is everyone meant to embody it? No, not necessarily. Everyone is here to embody the energy that they're here to embody. So that's what is so special about discovering who we're here to be and letting ourselves step into that, listen for it, and answer the call of it as it whispers and yells, depending on how stubborn we are.
It demands, right? It's like,
Are you
yeah.
listening? How loud do I have to yell? Sometimes now, as I've matured, most of my initiations, they're still intense, but I listen to the whispers before they become yells most of the time, but we'll see. I'm still humaning.
So, yeah, I believe that everyone has whispers to, you know, work off that idea and these intuitions. And I've had feelings where, like, well, I just need to figure out how to work with this. And really,
Mm,
I just needed to figure out that it wasn't meant for me. Like, I don't need to adjust to anybody else's agenda or feeling, or I just feel it's like this energy where I'm like trying to fit in. And when I
mm.
do that, it's because I'm ignoring my intuition. I don't know if you've ever had that feeling
Absolutely. And I feel like
where
it's
you're
so seductive depending on like how desperate I feel in any given moment to be doing something or getting somewhere. And it that desperation makes us really vulnerable to be manipulated out of our own pathway onto somebody else's, whether that be listening to family and what they think is true or good for you. And they may or may not be right about that, right? Whether
Mhm.
it be a mentor, whether it be, on social media, everyone's selling us an approach or a perspective. And there's a lot of goodness in some of that, especially if it's right and true for you. But if it's not, it can really lead you off course. And it's not free to get off your course. I call that an expensive lesson, but a lesson
Mhm.
nonetheless. And we can glean wisdom and then come back. It happens. But the sooner I listen, the less expensive the lessons seem to be. I,
Yeah, to me, it comes as a discomfort. It's like, gosh,
yeah,
I just can't relax. I just can't
yes,
feel okay. And you're speaking to my heart because I can, this is wild. So, okay, so we have these goals, we have these aspirations, and then, like you said, we get desperate holding on to this whatever we want, whether it's
mhm,
a better marriage or we want to hit a six-figure income or whatever it is, we're holding on to this goal, and sometimes we miss those subtle signs in focusing, being goal oriented. But
yes.
you're like, well, how do I get anything done in this 3D world if I don't have a goal? So it's like this constant tug of war on your soul because yes, you have to have action to get something done, but then stepping back and reading those signs. So, yeah, would you explain or give insight onto how you've been helping people alchemize their biggest challenge in their lives into a message from their soul? And you spoke about how it hit you; it was a physical illness. Um, but yeah, what would be some red flags or signals that okay, this is a terrible thing that I'm going through, but how can I alchemize it to be my superpower? And how do you do that?
Yeah, well, the first thing is perspective is really helpful. It's when we're in the dark and we don't really have a perspective that guides us, that can be even more disorienting than the experience of the unknown itself. So, in terms of this particular spot that you're talking about, it's like I don't do goals anymore. I'll just come out of the closet here because to me, goals are often set by our ego who thinks
Mm.
that it needs to perform and produce according to someone else's standards. And that typically leads us to a really unfulfilling place. So, one of the red flags that you might be off course is are you doing and doing and doing and still feeling unfulfilled, whether that be in your relationship, in your body, in your life, in your purpose, with your finances? There's lots of these clues. And don't get me wrong, life is intense. And so we're not feeling good and fulfilled and everything we prefer is happening 100% of the time. But if there's this underlying lack of joy or fulfillment that's accessible, this may be pointing you to somewhere along the line, you said yes to something that needed to be a no, or you said no to something that needed to be a yes. And we want to come back into alignment. My question is before I do anything, is this what my soul would have me do? Because our human self wants to make up all these things that we think we should be doing, but there's actually something that's for us to do. And when we upgrade our question from what do I want to do to what is mine to do, life starts getting a lot more interesting and we have the resources to do what is ours to do. So there's also a way that ease and effortlessness begins to join us on the path. Doesn't mean that there won't be some heavy lifting or some, climbs that we need to go on, but I find there's more gentleness and more grace when we're following the path that's actually for us.
So that perspective is reached through asking what is for me to do.
Yes, what is mine to do? I mean, there's an infinite number of things we could tap into in the collective consciousness. And sometimes we grab a really good idea, but that idea might not be ours to fulfill. And it could be wasting time and distracting us. And a lot of times when we're feeling afraid, maybe we're afraid that we're going to fail if we do something or try something, or maybe we don't believe in ourselves, we often then will grab for things that aren't ours. And we go on this like little ride with it. It's just this hamster wheel, and we spin and spin and spin. And we prove to ourselves, oh, I can't do the thing. Well, sometimes we can't do the thing because it's not our thing to do. And we have a story that's
Mhm.
incorrect, and we're judging ourselves, or I'm unworthy, or I can't do anything. But when we look at it from this question, well, was that mine to do or have or be in the first place? And when we can listen to the truth of that, we start to untangle ourselves from this web of illusions and distortions and land on something more true.
Yeah, and I love that it's individual. It's the signature of what you are here for. It's not based on comparison, competition, or any kind of um, outside thing. This is all in your heart, not not in your
Yes.
head, not your ego. It's in your heart and how that
Yes,
hits.
very much. And it it requires maturity to access that too, because we're not trained to listen to our heart. We're trained to be little puppets and, tap dance and do all the things
Mm.
that, others say we need to do. And I feel like that's part of the energy that we're moving into is a celebration of our uniqueness, and how when we're all operating according to our unique soul signature, we're creating this beautiful recipe that we can all coexist in a peaceful way, rather than all being cookie cutters of each other. I always say, like, when you come into one of my programs, I want you to leave as more of who you are, not more of who I am. Right. So I don't
Mhm.
do formulas. I don't do strategies. I don't do, like the 5 steps to get to where you're going, because I have no idea the 5 steps you need to take. I know the steps I took, but I'm not you.
Mhm.
Right.
Yeah, it's beautiful. And
Yeah.
so, yeah, I want to bring back that playfulness. Like you said, it's a joyful expression. It's your
Yeah.
creativity of your soul. So being in that thread of playfulness, cards. I used to play cards with my grandparents. Like, cards are a sense of, like, let's play cards. Let's play war. Let's play, there's so many fun games, and nobody wants to play cards anymore. I'll look up card games online that we can play, and I'll bring my deck of cards with me. I'm like, maybe after we have dinner, everyone will go and want to play cards. Nobody ever wants to play.
Oh,
And it's like, "Whoa, why can't we get back to cards?" So when you told me you have a deck, I would like to explore playing, like, with the cards, and I think that there's just so much ceremony or mystique around drawing a card
yeah.
that it scares some people off, but the more and more I learn about this, it's just energy. You're just saying, "There's no attachments, like, just show me this card. Universe, show me what I could see." And so, the idea of having cards to illuminate something that you might not be ready to consciously say, "Hey, this is in my field,"
Yes.
but the universe in this playful way is like, "Hey, peek under the covers and
Yes.
look at this little tidbit." And it might not hit you, but it might subconsciously, like, meld and simmer. But I just adore that you have this offering that
Mm,
involves cards and playing and the curiosity. Let's just peek under the cover. So would you like to
yeah.
describe your offering and what you created to help people take that little peek?
Absolutely. I love the way you described it. That just feels so beautiful, because it is playful, and healing can be playful, and it can be fun
Mhm.
when we come to it with an energy of curiosity. And it's like information gives us power, and it inspires us to clarify what our next most aligned move is. So, in 2016, the Messages from Shadow Oracle deck and healing system revealed itself to me in a meditation, actually, when I was really in that time of suffering that I talked a little bit about at the beginning. And I was looking to things and resources, and I felt like I wasn't getting an accurate reflection. A lot of card decks were telling me everything's great, you're right on track. And I'm like, well, then why do I feel like crap? How come I don't feel like myself? Like, this isn't, and it was a long time of feeling bad. And I just didn't feel like I saw or felt or heard the truth reflected back yet. And as these cards revealed themselves to me, it became a pathway that I used and then have since, over the last 10 years, shared with many others to be able to see an aspect of yourself that might be in your blind spot, but could be really wreaking havoc on things. And you have a right to know what's hiding. And like you said, Julie, peeking under the cover, like, what is it that is happening in my relationship that is making it so difficult, that like is out of my view, that I can't see, that would really help me to know about. And we all have these things, right? And sometimes,
Mhm.
people hear shadow work and they think, ooh, dark, scary. But I just like to say shadow work is really just illuminating what you can't yet see. And in the shadow can also be your gifts, can also be aspects of you that you tucked away for safekeeping and forgot to go back for, right? In our childhood, for example, when we're playing and we're joyful and we're loud and someone says, shh, be quiet, like you're being too much, you're too loud. And we tuck away that playfulness or that joy. And we can find that again and use it as a resource in adulthood when we recover that. So I'm wondering if we might pull a card or two for our listeners and just see what messages they might want to hear. This works energetically. So no matter where you are, you can receive a message.
Absolutely. Let's do it. I
Okay.
can't wait.
Perfect. So I'm going to shuffle the cards. And just as you set such a gorgeous intention for us at the beginning, that the energies that would be of highest service for our listeners to receive would reveal themselves. So I want you to feel into, I've picked two cards here. I want you to feel into, as you're listening, whether card one or card two has the most relevant message for you. And obviously, you will be able to benefit from both, but just feeling into that. Um, Perfect. Okay. Julie, would you like to share yours, or do you just want to play along and have them revealed?
One hit me.
Okay. Beautiful.
One's mine. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Mhm.
Well, we'll start with number one. Number one is the shadow of denial. The shadow of denial. And this heals in the heart chakra as we tell ourselves a higher level of truth about who we are, what we're capable of. And that's often what I find eh, people who are drawn to my work are in denial about. Like there's a level of what a big deal you are that may have been forgotten or unacknowledged. There may be something new for you to step into that you've been denying yourself permission to be or do or have or like admit. Like, yes, that is for me. I do get to claim that. Um, and I want to share each card has a healing mantra. It's so interesting. I opened right to the card. So this really wants to reveal itself.
And I'm dying because it's green, and I at the last minute, I put a green sweater on. I had a totally different
Wow.
outfit on,
Oh my
and I was like,
gosh.
"No, I'm gonna wear my green sweater."
You're a
So for
clear.
those listening, it's a very
Yes.
green picture.
Absolutely. You've got a real heart chakra opening happening here. So
Oh,
the healing mantra for this card is I am worthy of seeing and hearing the whole truth. I am worthy of seeing and hearing my whole truth. And yeah, these cards I intuitively co-designed with a dear friend of mine who's an artist, and they're 5 layers deep, and they're really meant to transmit the frequency of clearing this pattern. So this isn't always about heavy lifting. Sometimes right away, we're not really clear about what we're denying. Sometimes we are, and it just pops up. But you can use that mantra, like, I'm willing to see and connect with the truth that I'm missing. Um,
mm,
I have a right to be in my truth. And then that can slowly reorganize, and you might have these aha moments, maybe immediately, maybe it's a planting of a seed and later it blooms right on time. Um, but I love that one. So I'll just ask everyone to take a breath and
beautiful.
just hold the intention that those energies of denial begin to loosen and untangle in the ways that are most meaningful. I'm also getting that there's a bit of an ancestral connection here, that maybe there's some of you who are you've received the imprint of denial, like maybe things in your family line are kind of tucked under the rug and we don't acknowledge these kinds of things, or we don't play full out or admit how big we are. Messages like, don't be too big for your britches and things like this that we get passed down from generations. So I'm also getting that there is a returning to that now it is safe. It is safe to be your
Mm.
full self. And I'll just request that if we have clearance, that we would dissolve any of those connections in the lineage that is still living on, imprinted in our cells, that would be alchemized and yeah, deleted and uncreated from every timeline,
Mhm.
past, present, future, in this right now moment, as we consciously choose to unsubscribe from any ideas, beliefs, behaviors, or patterns that would have us continuing to live in denial in places where truth is available and ready for illumination. And so it is.
So it is.
Beautiful.
Mm.
So
Thank you. That's
you're
so
so
beautiful.
welcome. Shall we do number two?
Yes. Door
Okay,
number
so
2.
door number two. So those of you that felt that number two was speaking to you, this is the shadow of armor. The shadow of armor. And if you're watching, you can see that this card is red and yellow. This is a lot of clearing happening in our root chakra. Sometimes we armor up because we don't feel safe, or we armor up because we don't know how to set a boundary, right? The difference, the light side of armor is a boundary that says, I need to love you from this distance, or I need to make this choice to honor and take care of myself. But armor says, everything shuts down. I don't let anything in or out. I need to be guarded and protected. So it's really just a misuse of our power and our energy to honor ourselves. And this is really common, in childhood, when we don't have any other ways to protect. We need to shut down. We need to lock away aspects of ourselves, often our tenderness or our gifts, our intuition, for safekeeping. And as we evolve and expand and we do different layers of our healing, we need to bring this into right relationship where we can have healthy boundaries, but we don't shut ourselves down, because that keeps us from being available and receptive to what is truly for us. And I'd like to share the healing mantra for this card. And that is, I am worthy of giving and receiving infinitely. Love is my protection. And so, what I'm being called to do here is to activate a protective perimeter. So, for those of you that feel called to join me here, I invite you to imagine a protective perimeter being cast around your mind, body, spirit, and space. And this protective perimeter is being supported by your guardians, guides, protector allies, happy, healthy ancestors. And they're fusing this protective perimeter with the energy that gently dissolves and filters out anything that isn't you or yours, anything that isn't for you. It just gently dissolves or bounces off this protective perimeter. But anything that is for you easily and freely filters in, being able to reach you, being able to be present and stay in your life. So just inhaling to collect anything that isn't you or yours, and exhaling to send out with the breath all that doesn't belong. And feel this protective perimeter strengthening, activating, opening, and knowing that it is self-activating. With every breath you take, it strengthens, it clears, it cleanses, it purifies. It works in your highest and best. And so it is.
Yay.
So there's the magic in motion. It's like as simple as that, right? Sometimes we hear magic and we think, I don't know what we think. We all have different ideas, but truly using our voice to make claims, to declare what we are and aren't available for. And when those claims are truly aligned with our essence and our nature, they begin to reorganize our life and our energy field. And that's when we experience miracles. And
Yeah. Thank you for removing any mystique or any kind of not of love and light
mm,
around this whole topic. And it makes it safe, and it's your control, it's your boundary, and I love that it's a boundary. Boundaries aren't bad. Boundaries are what you do to love yourself, and like you said, let filter in what's good and holy for you,
yes.
and gently release what maybe it could serve someone else, and it's not yours to hold on to, and you might be being
Exactly.
selfish to hold on to it. Think
Yes.
of it as you're just clearing it for somebody else, and
Yeah. Setting it
not
free, right? To go where it
set it free.
belongs, to go where it's true to
Yeah.
be.
I
Yeah.
mean, because maybe that feeling could empower someone else. Someone needs to be angry about it, or maybe we need to be angry about something so we can,
Yes.
and all of it's good and just and fine. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, but it's yours to decide. Do you want to stay there? You want to cycle through and let it go to something else, or yeah. So I love that. I love the empowerment of it, and
Mm.
the grace and the care that you extend with this. It's a beautiful calling, and I
Mm.
can see why you're a priestess. It's
Aw,
awesome.
thank you. So much of the
Oh,
magic and work happens behind the scenes. So I love being able to be visible and to share, uh, you know, share the work and share the wisdom that I have been blessed to come into, and to just encourage everyone to follow the wisdom and truth that they are connected with. Yeah.
yeah. Yes. It's beautiful. And like you said, it's safe now. It might not have been safe, and that lineage has been, we just cleared it. So
Yeah.
if you're curious and you want to tap into, being receptive and remembering, then this is available. And I thank you for staying with us this long, our dear listeners. And we're getting into the end of our time.
That feels pretty complete. Those readings were really powerful. I am feeling called, here it comes, to hydrate well after this clearing. It's gentle and it's subtle, but it also has a profound impact. And when we're clearing things, we use a lot of our minerals in order to do that. It is a very physical process, even though we don't always feel the physicality of it. So yeah, hydrate, and you can replenish your minerals, maybe even some movement, or deep breaths, just to really ground and center and take care of yourself, so that what we experienced here has an opportunity to intentionally integrate and be anchored in and be made real in your life as you move forward beyond this time together.
I love that because it's self-care, and you're letting it sort of soak in, and you're honoring this time because it was a sacred messages.
Yes.
So yes, that resonates with me. And when you say minerals, like, I have little drops that I
Yes.
remineralize water with. I pick it up at Sprouts or a health food store. They sell it online. Ancient
Yes.
Minerals, there's different brands, but yeah, and even like electrolytes, not so
Yeah,
much the sugary ones, but if you can find some that are
exactly. Even a pinch of
and
Himalayan salt or sea salt,
yes,
it's just, it's it's like we make our own nature's electrolytes.
yes. Thanks for sharing your light with Life of
Mm.
Love, and I remind everyone's that every day's a chance to live the life of your dreams. So maybe your dream is to be more connected to your spiritual empowerment, and this is a beautiful way to do it. And I'm going to put your website in the show notes so people can reach out and explore. So again, thank you, dear sister.
You're so welcome. Thank you for having me and for shining your light and creating this platform for us to have such beautiful conversations.
Thank you.